What is up, Titan Nation? How's everybody doing out there? Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Hopefully, some more people will trickle in as the show goes on tonight. I'm so excited about tonight's show. I've worked on it a lot today. I know the shows haven't been as frequent during the off season, obviously, but we're getting it back going again. I just moved back to the great state of Tennessee. So I'll be bringing you guys a lot of Titans content. We got some really cool stuff coming up on the channel, and as the Titan Upload Network as a whole. So let's roll the intro, guys, and let's get it going. Tighten up.
Oh, how y'all doing? This is Jalen Fly, aka the Mountain Mover. Make sure y'all follow my movement. But in the meantime, check us out. I need y'all to like and subscribe because this is Titans Rossi. Oh, let's go.
All right, there we go. There's Jalen Fly with the usual intro. And shout out to Jalen Fly and all he's doing for the community and everything that he does, for the community and all that. He's kind of doing his thing with the motivational speaking. I know he's still trying to get on a team or to play football and stuff like that. So shout out to him, and we'll have to get him back on the show soon. So thank you all for tuning in already. We got 14 in the house already. So give a shout out to Ryan Dodd. He says, tighten up. How you been doing? I've been doing good, man. I hope you've been doing well too. And thank you for tuning in. Titans Fox, what is going on? What's going on, man? Titans Time Podcast. If you haven't checked out Titans Time Podcast, please go check them out. Man, they got a great YouTube channel. They've been around for a while now. They're on all the listening apps. They're on Twitter. They're on all the podcast apps out there. So you guys go check them out. Titans Time Podcast on Twitter at Titans_time. So give those guys a follow too. They've been putting in work a long time for the Titans and great friends of mine. Titans Fox says, I like the title of the show because my answer is yes. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that, guys. And we got a new subscriber in the house, Rose Pepper 777. So happy that you're here watching the show. She's a great friend of mine. And thank you so much for subscribing and tuning in. Tighten up to you. And I appreciate it very much. Al Pierce, tighten up, guys. Go Titans, kick some massive tail. And me and Al Pierce, we got something going on. I'm sorry, Al, I haven't been too available lately, but me and Al Pierce have, Al really started it, but I'm joining on. He started a channel of his own. So you guys go check that out. Redeemed by Grace Ministries. Basically just, it's a channel to help anybody that needs help, whether that be with, spirituality or addiction or anything of that nature. We can help you out there. We have resources. So it's something I do with my job and my daily life. I help people find treatment for addiction and things like that. So you guys give that a follow. Redeemed by Grace Ministries. I'll get a link up at some point, hopefully during tonight's show. Titans Time Podcast again. Rose Pepper again. Rossi is the most badass dude alive. I know this for a fact. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. You're not too shabby yourself. So thank you very much for the comment. Real Fan Sports. What's up, guys? We got to get together soon. He says, what's up, Rossi? How you doing, man? MCDE. Did you change your name recently? I don't know. I didn't notice you in here before, but I noticed your comment earlier, and thank you so much. And guys, it really means a lot to me when you guys comment on the videos, when you guys leave comments in the chats. It only helps the algorithm even more. And I'm trying to get up to 2,000 before the season starts. And we're already on Twitter. We're at like almost 3K followers. So that's pretty awesome. And my boss from work is bothering me, texting me. So anyways, Grandizer, what's up, Grandizer? Says, hey, Titans, Rossi, got another show I'm moderating. I would check you out in a bit. Yeah, man, I need to make you a moderator too if I haven't already yet. Coda is in the building. Coda is a long-time listener, watcher. So I appreciate you, Coda, for showing up and always showing out. Carrying with Carrie. What's up, Carrie? How you doing? I hope the baby's good. Hope everybody's good out there. Coda just got done watching the Braves game. Yeah, I haven't been able to watch them much this year. I know they've been struggling a little bit. I don't know if they've tightened up a little bit or not. Let me know if they're getting any better. I know they were under 500. Houston 7-7. Houston 7-7. The only Houston Texans fan that is always in here. I appreciate your loyalty, man. He says Titans losing to the Giants. Let's see. MCD says, nah, my name has been this for a while. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for showing up, man. I'm sorry if I never noticed your name before. I apologize. Braves are 21-5. Oh, wow. So they have turned it around, because I know last month they were doing pretty bad, but I haven't really been in the loop sports wise. I mean, I've been keeping up with the Titans, but other sports I haven't been keeping. I've just been busy and stuff, so it's been kind of a crazy month for me. But this month is almost over, and July is a new month, so there we go. So let's get into the show, guys. I'm excited about this show. I got some really cool stuff planned for you guys. The title of the show is talking about basically all the major media outlets out there. And I went through this the other day. I went through it on the internet and kind of looked it up because I was curious. I was just curious to how many major sports media outlets have picked the Colts to win the division. Now, keep in mind, guys, we have won the division 2 years in a row. No team in the AFC South has done that in, like, I think since the Texans did it, maybe 10 years ago or something. And maybe you guys could look that up for me on Google or something. But I think the last time the Texans did it was like 10 years ago. And, I mean, the Colts have not been just division champs for years and years in a row. They haven't really won a lot of division, like in the past 2 decades. I mean, they haven't really. I mean, when Manning was around, yeah, but it's not like they've just been division champs over and over again. But we've literally been, for the last 2 seasons, we've been picked not to win the division. Now, I kind of get it the first season, because that was when was that when Mariota took over? I don't know. Or when Tannehill took over. I don't think we won the division that year. We got into it as a wild card. But anyways, so I looked at all these media outlets. Now, these are just some of them that I saw. So you got ESPN picking the Colts. You got USA Today picking the Colts. You got CBS Sports picking the Colts. You got Yahoo Sports picking the Colts. Sports Illustrated. And there's many others as well. Vegas is favoring the Colts. So if you guys want to make some money, and I'm not a betting man. I'm not. It's not that I don't believe in it. I'm not good at it, so I don't do it. But from what I've heard from James, y'all know James, he's been on the show a lot, the big sportsman, aka Titans for Life. He's throwing some money down. He's throwing some money down on the Titans because, if you win, apparently you might get like $2,000 if we win the division or something, if you throw like $100 down. So if you really believe in your Titans and you want to make a little money, maybe if you're real confident about it, maybe you should go throw some money down on the Titans. Now, I'm not saying, to do it or not do it, and don't come blaming me at the end of the season if we lose and you're out $110. But all these media outlets and more, I think Pro Football Network is picking them. I know, I think Barstool, there's like 10 other, I'm sure there's many other kind of small outlets and stuff like that are picking them too. And to me, it's just like over and over, we deal with this every season. And I know we're the small market team, we're not the, the world beaters and all that stuff. Yeah, we lost in the first round of the Bengals. Yeah, Ryan Tannehill chokes in the playoffs. And it's sad. It's a sad situation. But nonetheless, we were division champs the last 2 years. We deserve a little credit. And honestly, I'm kind of tired of it, man. I'm tired of all these major media outlets just throwing us under the bus. And this goes on every year, all throughout the season. And it's even with the Derrick Henry, him coming back. There's a lot of doubters there. Oh, he's not going to be what he once was, and blah blah blah. And the thing is, Derrick Henry has not been really. He didn't start getting a lot of carries until 2 seasons ago. He had 300, I think, 3 seasons ago, which is not like crazy, but he's starting to get some more carries now. But obviously, I mean, it's not like he's came out like Saquon Barkley or whoever rookie season and boom, 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 they just run him into the ground. Like, it's not been like that with Henry. They gave him time. They gave him time to get involved into the game and all that, and to learn and all that stuff, And honestly, he wasn't. I'm not going to say he wasn't good in the beginning, because he showed promise, but he wasn't like the Henry that we know now, the stiff arming dudes into the bleachers, freaking the Josh Norman stiff arm, all that stuff. The guy from Baltimore, who was it, Reed, and all that stuff. So it's like, it is what it is. Let's see. Real Fan Sports says, so you're not going to cover my bet if it's wrong. No, I'm sorry, man. I'm not. Hey, if you guys donate, not you particularly, I know you guys have a channel. If I get a bunch of super chats, then maybe so. Maybe if I get rich off this thing, then I might do it. But I don't know. Titan South said, last time we were a wild card, we went to the AFC Championship game. That's true. We did. Titans Time Podcast says, Colts are media darlings. They want the Colts to be at the top of the AFC South so bad, they forget how good the Titans defense is and how the Titans love to prove them wrong. And that is very true, man. That is very true. And we're going to get into the roster a little bit. We're going to look over as of right now, the offensive depth chart, defensive depth chart. We'll get into that later, Tyler, and definitely kind of go over how good this defense could be, how good it really could be. And I'm excited about this defense, man. I think we could be top 10 for sure, possibly top 5. And, I think we could be awesome this year. And I think our offense could be okay too. MCDE, where I just saw it, I just passed it. He said the Colts need to keep a QB for more than a season if they want to win the division. That's true, man. All this QB flopping and this and that, it's Phillip Rivers didn't work. Carson Wentz definitely didn't work, and now you're going to rely on an even older quarterback. I don't know if he was older than Rivers, but and I think Matt Ryan's the best out of the 3. I really do, especially at this point in his career. I think Matt Ryan could be pretty good for him. I don't think the Colts are going to win the division, but I think this season is going to be one of those seasons where we're going back and forth. The Colts got a pretty good defense. And they got a few weapons on offense. Not like, I'd say our offenses are kind of similar, in that regard. But I think it's going to be a back and forth juggernaut season with the Colts, I think we end up pulling it out by at least the game. I think, we're going to go like 12-5, 13-4. The Colts probably 11-6. Something like that. Maybe they slide into the wild card, but I think we're going to be duking it out, and I don't think it's going to be easy. I think it's going to be down kind of to the last couple games, but I think we pull it out. But yes, they have overhyped Matt Ryan for sure. And I'm not saying that Matt Ryan is like going to take them to the promised land, but Matt Ryan is a lot smarter than Carson Wentz was. I think he's better at this point than Rivers was at his point in his career at that time, and he's smarter with the football. I think he makes better decisions, so we'll see what happens. Let's see, where are we at here? Get this one. Other fan bases act like Henry has had 350 carries every season. They don't realize that he didn't start getting. That's right. That's right. You're exactly right, man. Houston says, wouldn't it be funny if Ryan throws the interception? I mean, it could very well happen, you know, considering what he does for the Bengals, but I don't think he's going to do that, Houston, this season. It's funny, the average Colt fans in Indy does believe that they're all that good. I know. Doesn't believe they're all that good. Let's see here. Jose, what's up, Jose? Thanks for tuning in, man. We might have a good defense, but I don't know about the offense. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that some. We're going to break down the depth chart. The depth chart as it stands right now. We'll get into that later. Kind of get your thoughts on a few battles going on, things like that. See what you guys think about it, you know. Let's see here. Matt Ryan has definitely been underrated most of his career, and that's coming from a Saints fan. Yeah, I agree with you there, real fan. Houston 7-7 says Titans 11-6, Colts 10-7, Jags 5-11, Texans. See, you do got some sense about you, Houston 7-7. You know, hey, as long as we win the division, I'm cool with that. I think the Texans will win more than 3 games. So I think I picked them to win 5 games. Titan Mafia, what is up, my friend? It's been a while. Thanks for tuning in, brother. He says, what's up, man? What's up to you? MCDE. I definitely think the Titans defense can reach top 5 mark. They aren't already considering Farley should play big time. And I think, you know, as of right now, we'll look at the depth chart. Farley is going to be the starting number 2 guy. I mean, I think he's really, you don't really have anybody else to play that position. McCreary, the guy that they drafted, he's more of a slot guy. He's a press corner guy. So really, I mean, Farley's the guy there. I mean, he's out there running. I had a video of him, but I think I took it off here. But he's out there running and practicing and stuff. So we'll see. I was talking about Matt Ryan throwing it in. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, maybe hopefully he does, man. That would be great. Oh, you said Ryan. I thought you meant Tannehill, but yeah, hopefully he does. So anyways, guys, we'll get into some of these. I want to show a video first, and this is something I put together the other day. And just some of the new guys that are on the Titans right now. And this could be you know, something we see during the season. I hope so. So let's roll it. Here we go. There you go. There's a little video I put together the other day. That could be some things that are going to be happening. You know, they're hyping up Josh Malone a lot. I'm not buying into that yet until we see the pads put on and we see them going at it. I'm not going to put in any of that hype yet. So we'll see what happens. But, you know, Tannehill was looking good in those throws and stuff. I know that he went through a lot because of the Bengals thing. Apparently he had to get therapy and all this stuff. And I'm sure he did, man. You know, fans can be pretty brutal. And I'm sure he got a lot of hate over that and probably crazy people sending them emails or messages on Twitter and everything saying all types hate mail and stuff because people are crazy like that sometimes. So at the end of the day, it's a football game. But at the end of the day, you know, people spend a lot of money on going to games and things like that, and you want to see a good product put out there. You know, I know for me, I spent a lot of money last year traveling to games, and you know, I mean, and I got some free tickets through the channel and stuff, and through some of you awesome people. But you know, I mean, you're talking about traveling, talking about renting a car, blah blah blah. I mean, lucky I'm here now, so I don't have to do all that. But yeah, it's just kind of it does take a lot of money sometimes, especially if you're bringing a whole family. I mean, you know, you're talking about $80-$100 a ticket. That's on the cheaper end. You know, all your concessions, your getting to the game, the parking. I mean, you could spend $600-$700 easy if you're taking like a family of 4 or something to a game. So I get a lot of people get heated, you know. Let's see. Titan Anderson Sports. Titan Anderson's in the building. Y'all go follow Titan Anderson if you haven't yet. I think he's close to 7,000 subs. So he is one of the biggest Titans YouTubers in the game. So give a special shout out to him, my friend. And he's got a great show, man. And he does all types of sports. Titan Anderson Sports now. So y'all check him out on YouTube and on Twitter at Titan Anderson 1. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. So y'all make sure and give him a follow. He's a good dude. So, all right. Ducky is in the building. Ducky says, I hate everyone. And I always love your comments, Ducky. You're awesome, man. But MCD says, what a ball by Tanny. Grandizer, he says, Grandizer's in another channel moderating, and he's over here giving us a shout out. So special shout out to Grandizer. Hit the like button to show some support. Tighten up with the sword. So appreciate that, Grandizer. You're awesome, man. He says, I'm not buying into a practice level receiver. And we'll get into that, man. We'll get into that. And, you know, we might have a lot of those Duckies. We might have a lot of those Ducky this year. So we'll see. Tanny's Titan South. Tanny goes off this year. And he might. He just might. Al Pierce says TA is in the house. And Titan Sound says, TA, hope you and the family are doing well. So there we go, guys. Some awesome comments by you guys already. We got 18 people in the house. It's the off season. It's not bad, you know, so I appreciate you guys. And let the people know. Let the people know that we're live right now. Tell your friends, your family, your grandma, your dog, whoever. Tell them to subscribe, watch the channel. If they're a Titans fan, if they're an NFL fan, tell them to check us out. And, you know, I'd appreciate it personally. So anyways, the kind of first thing I wanted to get into was, you know, we talked about the media outlets and all that stuff, but I kind of want to get into a couple position battles, you know, not really position battles, but more like what they're going to do for us. And I want to start with the tight ends because a big deal has been made about the tight ends. Last year, our tight ends were terrible. We all know that. They were hurt all the time. Ferkser couldn't do anything. It was terrible. And that's one thing that I feel like is one of the most improved position groups this season. And you guys let me know your thoughts. Like on a, you know, what would you give the Titans group? What grade would you give the tight ends group this offseason so far? You know, I know last year I'd have gave them a D. I'm gonna give them a B plus this year. What grade would you give them? So we got 2 guys that I'm really stoked about. I'm really stoked about these guys, both these guys. And how much of an impact do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know what you think your grade, but how much of an impact will Hooper and Chig have on the offense? And to the left is Chig Okonkwo there. I think I said his name right. I probably butchered it. To the right is Austin Hooper. So, of course, Austin Hooper was with the Browns. He was drafted by the Falcons. He had better years statistically with the Falcons, but he was also in a different offense who had Matt Ryan throwing to him, and Matt Ryan likes to throw to the tight ends. Now, on the offense in Cleveland, he's only been in the league like 6 years. The offense of Cleveland was a little different. They didn't go to the tight end as much. And, of course, you had the inconsistent Baker Mayfield throwing to him. So I think that, Hooper is a super athletic player. He's got great hands, and I really think that he gives you a bona fide number one tight end. We didn't even have 3 players to make a number one. I mean, we didn't have anything last year. Tight end, even if you just added Hooper and nobody else, you're already upgrading the tight end room in itself. But then you throw Chig on the left, and you guys see how Chig is built, man. The guy, he's not a big tight end. He's not real big. He's about 235 pounds. I think he's like maybe 6'3" or something, but he's super fast. He was the fastest tight end in the draft. He ran like a 4.52 40. So the guy is got some skill, man, and you guys saw it. You guys saw it on the video. I mean, he's already been showing out in mini camps. Now it's just mini camps. Like I said, the pads aren't on, but man, I'm excited about Chig. And let me know what you guys think about this tight end room this year. And I think it's, when you have Swaim kind of as that third kind of utility guy, you can bring in the block, things like that. I think you got a pretty good trio. You got Hooper, then Chig is kind of your second receiving tight end type of guy. Hooper can block too. I don't know how good Chig's blocking ability is. I haven't really watched the tape on it. Maybe I'll have to go check out No Flags Films breakdown of him. But we'll see. But I'm really excited about him, and I think he could do really well for us. And you guys let me know what you think of the tight end room, what you think Chig's gonna do, and Hooper and all those guys. Get to some of your answers here. DBS says if 17 doesn't improve and we miss the playoffs, I see Titans drafting another QB in the loaded 2023 class. I mean, very well could be true, but I think they're going to give Malik Willis a chance, and we're going to get into Malik Willis. I got a little question for you guys on Malik too, and it's something that A to Z hit on the other day, so you kind of might have already heard it, but I do want to bring it up in here too. But I think, you got a heck of a steal in the third round on Malik Willis. I mean, you got a guy that, if Tannehill doesn't pan out, you can see what Malik Willis can offer, and we'll just get into it. We'll get into it here in a minute, but we're going to talk about how are they going to use Malik Willis as kind of like in different situations this year. Would you do that? Would you use Malik Willis in kind of situations like maybe special situations or goal line situations, thing like that? So what do you think about using Malik Willis in special packages? I can't talk tonight. Special packages next season. So maybe things like the Wildcat and things like that. Maybe we could use them and stuff like that. So let me know your comments on that. I think that's something cool that we could do too. Al Pierce says our tight ends are going to carry the passing game until our wide receivers are ready. Our best seasons have always depended on tight end play, and that's true. And we've talked about this before. The Titans, we used to be a pretty big tight end team. We've had players like Delaney Walker, Frank Wycheck. I mean, we've had some pretty good tight ends in Tennessee and guys who've played with us for a long time. And that's you. Heck, I mean, and Al Pierce and all you old timers that have watched the Titans since they got to Nashville, they that's all they used to throw it to was Frank Wycheck. I mean, he was getting at the time, tight ends weren't as involved in the offense in the NFL as they used to be, or as they are now. The only one that was making like getting a lot of yards was like Antonio Gates and maybe a couple others, but tight ends weren't, they were more blocking and things like that. But Wycheck was always a guy that had 700 to 900 yards in a season receiving. And then they would throw their little slants to Mason and all that stuff, you know. Dyson was there and stuff. The Tennessee Titans wasted a lot of money on Julio. I think I agree with you, Jose, but I think it was worth a shot. I mean, at that point, you didn't know if the guy was, didn't have it anymore. I think Julio had it. He just couldn't stay on the field. I think if you look at his body of work while he was on the field, he made plays. Like the play where it bounced off his helmet and he caught it, the play against Seattle. There were some plays that Julio made. He just couldn't stay healthy. If Julio would have stayed healthy, I think he would have had a lot of pretty good impact, but they couldn't stay healthy. None of the receivers, AJ, Julio, and then when you only have Julio in the game and you got all these scrubs out there, they're just going to key on Julio. They don't care about the other players. And I'm not calling NWI a scrub or anything, but just the other guys that were out there, Racy, all these type of guys that shouldn't have been playing. Dez shouldn't have been playing last year. I hope Dez does okay this year, but he should not have been starting last year, and he had to start some games. MCD says that very much could be like a Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. Yeah, I agree. It could be awesome. Titan Fox says huge impact by the new tight ends, and if Tim Kelly realizes that we should be a grade, but there's no guarantee. Ryan Harris is in the building. Give Ryan Harris a follow at the Jump Past TN. So thank you so much, Ryan, for your support. Steve says, I'm curious to see what Willis will do in the preseason. I can see them using Willis on specific plays, similar to what they did with Mariota after Tannehill took over. Yeah, I could see him doing that too, and I think it'd be good to do that. Be good to see what he's got. Danico Archer will get the most sacks on the team. I hope you're right, Ducky. I hope you're right, man. That'd be awesome. Titan South says, what if Willis goes off in the preseason? I mean, he could, but it's not going to change anything as far as who the starter is. Now if Tannehill just sucks during the whole first 5-6 games of the season, you better believe it that we're all going to be screaming, we need something different. We need to just try Willis, but he'd have to do really, really bad. I don't think Tannehill's going to do bad enough for that to happen. Francisco Cruz, what's up, Francisco? Thanks so much for tuning in. He says, tighten up. Hello, Rossi. Hello to you, brother. It was Julio. We had to take the chance. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Don't forget about a healthy Bud Dupree. That's right, man. Bud Dupree is healthy, and I'm super excited about that. And you know what? I got a video from Bud Dupree. We'll play it a little bit, and he's talking about his health. So I'm glad you brought that up, Ducky. Here we go.
It feels way different. Don't got to get used to things anymore. I already know the routine, know the vibe. That's always a plus. You feel more comfortable. You play more. Yeah, definitely. Feel like the knees always back. I think I do is stay on top of it and maintain it. But, knowing the calls, playing my technique and just impacting the game in the most possible ways I can. Being disruptive, being very disruptive in the run, very disruptive in the pass. Standing out on film, going out there and just working hard in the practice every day. Being back and way different. Feels way better. Confidence is a different level. That's all it takes to play the game. Your confidence is how you're going to play it. Just being able to spring forward on what we left out on the field last year. As collective, as a group, seeing a lot of great guys around me. Knowing how guys play, seeing that advantage that we can have up front, continuing that progress. And then with myself being included, going out there making a different impact on the game, key pieces, key times in the game, making impact plays.
What's next?
Been focused this offseason, getting my mobility back in my knee, getting my bend back on my stance, power across the ball. As well as turning the corner better, getting low at the top of the rush. That's things that were fundamental prior to the injury, but you got to make sure you continue to do those things coming back to retrain the brain.
How was that?
So there you go. There's Dupree. He says that he's feeling good, feeling healthy. Last year he didn't start getting healthy to the very end, like come playoff time. So that's good to see, man. I mean, Dupree is a game wrecker. I mean, when Dupree is on 100%, he can be a game wrecker. So you got to look at this defense, man, and you know, if you look at this defense, and we'll pull up the depth chart here. We might as well. If you look at this defense here, man, give me your players who you think could actually be game wreckers. Now, out of all these players, who are the players that you think could actually be game wreckers, who can actually take over a game, make a big play to kind of take over a game, if that's one play, or making a play that can turn the whole tide of the game? Who are your game wreckers on defense? Now, I'm going to tell you mine, and then I'll post yours on the screen. I'm going to make a little banner here, and you guys tell me what you think. But I'm going to say Jeffrey Simmons is a game wrecker for sure. We know that. I'm going to say Bud Dupree. Bud Dupree can be a game wrecker. Kevin Byard can be a game wrecker. So those are three guys right there who are game wreckers on defense. Now, depending on how Fulton progresses this season, I think Fulton is one of those guys who can take over a game, potentially. Honestly, Zach Cunningham, David Long are two guys that can take over a game. David Long can be a game wrecker too. So Danico Autry can take over a game. Harold Landry, I wouldn't call him a game wrecker, but he's good. He's definitely a contributor. But I would say Simmons, Long Jr., Bud Dupree, and Kevin Byard are four guys who can take over a game. Now, you look at this defense as a whole. Those starters, man, are really good. And you look at the second string, man. You got guys like Rashad Weaver, Murchison, who's been on here for a while, Daquan Jones, another guy who can come in and give good relief to Tart. You got Monty Rice. Monty Rice is a guy who was flying around last year. Ola's a good backup. Roger McCreary, a very highly touted cornerback, good press dude. Really excited about him. The safeties, I'm a little worried about. Then you got Elijah Moulton playing the nickel. And, I think that between him and McCreary, they'll have that locked down. But who are your game wreckers on defense? Let me know. We'll post them on the screen. Let me pull this off of here, and we will post them on the screen. I think we could have a top five defense, definitely. So let me see here. Let me go back up here. Man, you guys are killing it with the comments, so I appreciate it. Let's see. Got to roll back up. Okay, there we go. Poe Hill says we will have 48 sacks this season, 40 plus sacks. I hope you're right here. What's up, Jamison? Thank you so much. Healthy Weaver too. That's right. Dupree didn't have big sack numbers, but he was a constant disturbance. Yeah, and sometimes that can take over a game. Our defense might be all over Daniel Jones versus the Giants. I hope so. Bud Dupree is a letdown for me, but you got to give him another year because he wasn't healthy starting last season. So you got to give him another chance. Agreed. Al Weaver really starting to come on when he got hurt. He's talking about Weaver. Tighten upload listening while I shop at Walmart. Cool, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you guys tune in to Titan Upload's new podcast that he's got coming out. And I believe I got a little flyer here. So yeah, y'all go check out the Titan Upload podcast, and something new he's starting to get rolling again. I'm sure we'll have a lot of cool guests and things like that. So go check out Titan Uploads. And this channel is a member of the Titan Upload Network. And as we say here, please tighten up that like button. Please support us. We got 3 people in this little network. We got Spicy. We got some other people too. Titans for Life, and Titan Anderson is a big part of our community too. He's not officially in the network; he's got his own thing, but we're all good friends. So tighten up to him too. Zach Cunningham. So let me know, guys, who your game wreckers are on defense for the Titans. Zach Cunningham was a huge pickup for us last year. I don't see Jeff running with the ball after a strip sack. Let's see. Titan Upload, get me some more Doritos while you're there. Titans Time Podcast says Simmons, Cunningham, Byard, and Autry. Yeah, that's a good list too. Bill Kerr, what's up, man? He says Landry. Autry is the biggest game wrecker in the league. I hope so. I hope he will be. Titan South says don't forget about Amani. Yeah, Amani is really good too, you know. Amani's really good too. Steve Pohill says our front four is devastating. MCDE, David Long definitely doesn't get the respect he deserves. I think he's started to. Defense going to get some feelings and going to hurt some feelings and cause a lot of problems everywhere else in the National Football League. I agree with you, man. Corey Turner, what's up, Corey? Thank you so much for tuning in. He said, what's up, Rossi? Hope all is well. Been a while since I've been on, but can't wait to watch your cast this season. You definitely made a fan out of me last season. Much luck your way this season. Thank you so much, Corey, man. That means a lot to me, and I appreciate it. And then you guys tighten up that like button. If you haven't yet, just back out the chat super quick. Boom, hit the like button, and you're good to go. Let's get up to, we've had 20 people in here. Let's get up to at least 30 likes, hopefully 50. If we can get 30, that'd be fantastic. And thank you guys for showing up tonight. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best, man. The Titan YouTube fans, man, you guys are the best, dude. I mean, I'm sure Titan Upload, Anderson, everybody, Titans Time Podcast, 615, all those guys, Titans and Truth, Tennessee Titans, all those guys would say the same thing, man. You guys are the best, and we really appreciate y'all showing up and showing out every time we do a show. It's just so much fun, man, and it makes it worth it. It makes it worth it when people are interacting and watching and commenting. It just makes it a lot more fun, and so we do appreciate all the support for me and the Titan Upload Network as a whole. You guys rock, man. Molden was solid. Defense is fourth best. I'm not a PFF person, but Amani Herka was third. I saw that. I think Amani and Kevin Byard were the number 1 and 2 safety combination in the league last year, according to PFF, which they get a lot of crap wrong too, but I think they're right about that one. And such a great rotation of depth. Yes, we do. We have a great rotation of depth. Our whole defense is a game wrecker. I agree. We got a practice squad offense. I wouldn't say practice squad, but I mean, they're not. I would say I don't think they're going to be the worst. I think it just depends. If we can get, listen, and I've said this, I don't think that we have to be a top 10 offense, for us to do what we need to do, even to get to the Super Bowl. I think we have to be efficient. We have to run the football. Derrick Henry has to stay healthy. We got to run the football successfully. I think we should use Haskins a lot this year. I think running the football and being efficient on offense. The Patriots, they've won Super Bowls and their offense was not anything crazy. They were just efficient. Now, obviously, Tannehill is not Tom Brady, of course. But if you can be efficient, kind of dink and dunk, throw your slant routes, get your yards there and stuff like that, run the football, play action. If you can run it successfully and not be so predictable like you were last season, and I think that's where Tim Kelly's going to come into play. I think Tim Kelly is the best addition they made this offseason on offense. It's kind of like how they brought in Schwartz on defense, and the defense turns around. I think that bringing in Tim Kelly as the passing game coordinator opens up so much more, and you're going to get a lot of different looks. You're going to get more efficiency. I think if this offense can be efficient, be the 15th to 20th offense in the league, and then you got a top 5 defense, but you can be one of the top scoring offenses in the league, and you can be one of the top time of possession, top scoring, you score 28, 30 a game, but be a time of possession, be the top in that, I think you got a pretty good team. I think you got a Super Bowl caliber team. Limit the mistakes from Tannehill, and he can do it. We've seen him do it. Limit the mistakes, protect him, and give him some players. Now, obviously, the injury thing was huge last year. I don't blame all last season on Tannehill. I blame the playoff game because he had everybody there. But I don't blame the season as a whole on him because everybody was hurt. I mean, we had the most injuries in literally over 100 years of NFL football. Over 100 years, we had the most injuries. He had nobody to throw to. He had nobody to freaking block for him. I mean, he was getting massacred out there. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think he's going to be better. I really do. I do. I think he's going to get better, and I look for the offense to be more efficient this year. And let me know what y'all think about that. Mesa says, Big Jeff, Autry, Cunningham, Dupree. Tavares says, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indy. Let's see. Where am I at? I think I got a little lost up here. Vasquez says, well, they say defense wins games. Watch us whoop the Bills again to hurt some feelings. I hope we do, man. That would be awesome. I bleed two-tone blue since Eddie George and McNair. Yeah, man, I do too. I've been a fan ever since they got in Nashville. I used to go watch them at the Vanderbilt Stadium when they were still the Tennessee Oilers. So my dad used to take me. It was a lot of fun, man. So I went to see some cool games, man. So it was a lot of fun. Just cut the 3 and outs, turnovers, and offense. It's pretty much it. So our offense is 15th best running game in the NFL, though. You didn't read the rest. I meant injury lessons. Oh, okay, my bad. Sometimes it's hard to see them on this computer while I'm doing this sometimes, so sorry about that. So we're playing people off their couches and fifth stringers. Yeah, we were, man. We were. It was terrible. It was terrible, man. It was like every week it was like, oh man, like it was tough to watch at times, you know. So another thing, we got this little battle going on, kind of, I think something A to Z kind of cultivated, but so our wide receiver room, guys, and we'll look at our offensive depth chart before we go into it. Let me take this banner off. Offensive depth chart so far in 2022. We might add somebody or something, but the major thing is wide receiver. That's what everybody's talking about. That's everybody's worried about. Of course, you got Tannehill. I think Woodside's going to be the backup. I think they're going to keep 3. I don't think that's correct. I think Woodside will be the backup. Willis will be a guy that comes in every so often and does a trick play or wildcat or something of that nature. And then you got Derrick Henry, you got Haskins and Hillard. I think Hillard's kind of your scat back, your type of, come in for the throwing plays, things like that. I think Haskins could be somebody promising to watch. I'm excited to see what he can do. Then you got Robert Woods, obviously, Treylon Burks. Robert Woods still coming off that knee injury, but he is running. He is doing practice, so he should be 100% by the time the season starts. Treylon Burks, we all know what's been going on with him with the asthma issues and out of shape, but I think he'll get in shape. Then you got kind of your third guy and your slot. I don't think, we all know NWI is more of a utility guy. Like he can play on the outside. He can play on the inside. So you got Nick Westbrook, which I'm excited to see him this year. Then you got kind of these last 6 that round out, and this is kind of a crapshoot here. So you got Dez, who, if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do this offseason, he could very well be off this team. Kyle Phillips, Racy, they really like Racy in the return game as a gunner. You got Hollister, Kinsey, and Malone. So you got these 6 extra guys kind of battling out for the last 3 spots. Last year, they kept 6 wide receivers. So I think they're definitely going to they kept 7 wide receivers. They might only keep 6 this year because they have to keep an extra quarterback. Now, I don't know. But last year they kept 7. The year before they kept 7. The tight ends, Hooper, Swaim, Chig. Fullback, Torrey Carter. Then you got Lewan. You got Brewer and kind of Jamarco Jones battling for that guard position. Ben Jones, Nate Davis, and you got Radens penciled in there for right tackle, which I think Radens will be the right tackle. So that brings the question, like I said, the 6 wide receivers that they're battling between. And let me know who you guys think they're going to keep out of these 6 wide receivers that are left on the second and third columns there. So Fitzpatrick, Phillips. If you could only keep 3, who would you keep? If you keep 4, who would you keep? 3 or 4, whatever you think the Titans are going to keep. Who do you think they keep out of these 6 wide receivers? So Fitzpatrick, Phillips, McMath, Hollister, Kinsey, and Malone. 3 or 4 of those. Who do you guys think that they'll keep? So I'll give you mine. Of course, you know who one of mine's going to be. That's already a given. So I'm going to say they're going to keep. This is tough. I think they're going to keep Racy because of the special teams. I think they're going to keep Kyle Phillips. I think they're going to keep Mason Kinsey. So that's 6 total receivers. And I think they'll either keep Fitzpatrick or Malone. I could see Malone beating Fitzpatrick this season. So I'm going to go with Phillips, McMath, Kinsey, and Malone. And you guys let me know what y'all think in the chat, who they're going to keep. And then I'll put them on the screen there. And so right now, I think you can come to, a lot of people are like, oh, well, if they keep Phillips, they're not going to keep Kinsey. I think you kind of get into a situation where I think they could possibly keep both, because Kinsey can play outside, he can punt return. I think there's a scenario where you can keep both, and a lot of people say that's kind of the battle. They're going to kind of keep, one or the other, but I really think that they could possibly keep both. So is there enough room for both Kinsey and Phillips on the final roster? And I think there is. I mean, you guys let me know what you think too, but I think there is. I think there is a chance that they could keep both. They're both very fast, very quick, good hands, hard workers, tough guys, so I think they're guys. And I think, Kinsey's a much better blocker than people might think. And I think Phillips is too, kind of grinder guys. And I think that's somebody they could both keep. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. As far as we go, we'll get some of these comments on the screen too. Well, I'm way back. Let me see here where we stopped at. Sorry, guys. Well, real fan sport. Like most outsiders, I just worry about the receiving core, very much similar to the Saints last year. Definitely hurt us. Yeah, and I mean, we're worried about it too. Real fans, we're super worried about it as well. Jose of Tennessee Titans, with that defense and efficient offense, will be okay. Laugh a lot of Madden Jags do better than the Colts. They could. 615 says, "What's up, Rossi? Just posted the media round thing." I saw that you had. I'll have to go back and watch. I didn't have time. Who did you have on there? Upload told me it was was it Chad Hutton or somebody on there? Let me see. Yeah, you had Chad Hutton on the show. So shout out to 615, man. Go give his podcast a follow and his YouTube. They do he does some really cool stuff. He has a lot of great guests on there. So shout out to all of them, to the 615 too, and what he's doing out there. I was trying to see if I had your information in here, but I don't. I think it's in the description, actually. Keep Phillips, use him like Pats did Welker. I agree with you, Rossi. Phillips, Fitz, and Kinsey. Had to jump on out for a quick minute. McMath for special teams. Phillips, Burks, Woods can be deep threats. Kayla Anderson, Jones. Oh, that's awesome, man. You have both of them. That's awesome. So that's the type of stuff you get at the 615 podcast. You get awesome guests on there like that. He's always got somebody, some media people on there. So shout out to him and follow him at the 615 podcast. Loving the depth of the wide receiver room. Not sure Phillips will be much of a deep guy, but yeah, he's more of a slot receiver. So I think you got kind of him and Kinsey battling for the slot, something like that type of thing. But I think you can keep both. So we'll go on a few more minutes, guys. I got to cut it at about an hour and 5 minutes. So I appreciate you guys showing up tonight. You guys have been awesome. I got some stuff I got to help my mom's help my sister do, but you guys have been awesome. One thing I want to bring up too also is the return of the king. So do you guys think that Derrick Henry will return to form this season? Because there's been a lot made of that, oh, he's getting older, he's 29, he's gonna be 29 coming into the season and blah blah blah. Do you think that Derrick Henry will return to the throne? And, how many yards do you think Derrick Henry will get this season? Let me know in the chat, how many yards do you think Derrick Henry will get? I'm going to say about 1,500. I think we're not because he's going to have a down here. 1,500 is great. I think he's going to have about 1,500 because I think we're going to be more creative this year on offense. I don't think it's just going to be run. I think we're going to be more creative in the run game and the pass game. And I'm going to say Derrick Henry has about 1,450 yards this season. And I think he will return to the throne because I think he's going to be the most efficient running back in the NFL, probably going to have the most TDs and things like that. So you guys think Derrick Henry will return to the throne this year, and kind of let me know what your stat predictions are for the King. Is he and how many people is he going to stiff arm into space this season? I'm going to say 3 stiff arms into space from of other, because he's mad, man. He wants to release some aggression. He's ready for revenge. He's ready to take his throne again. The king does not like being off the throne, and he is ready to take it again. So I'm super excited to see what that freaking guy, that beast of a man, is going to do. It's going to be something to see, guys. I'm super excited about that. Get the more of your comments, and we'll start wrapping it up here. Bill Kerr says 2,150. Yeah, it could be possible with the extended season. Not sure Phillips. Titans South says 1,800 yards. Titans ready to make 3 in a row AFC titles. Tavares White says 2,000 plus. I want to see Haskins gets reps. I think he will. 615 says, I say he'll break the NFL rushing record with 21-25. And the question is, too, do we want him to? Do we want him to have that many yards, or do we want to preserve him a little bit? I don't care. I mean, anyway, I don't care. But, I say run him, I mean, get what he can. Let's get to the Super Bowl. Titans out South says King Henry, Queen Taylor. Yeah. Love you, Rossi. Got to run. Did you see the Kings workout? Yeah, man, I did. It's awesome. And thank you so much, Titan Fox, for always tuning in. You're awesome. And I love the new logo. That's awesome. Appreciate it. So tighten up. Yeah, tighten up, Titan Fox. Jameson says 1,915 yards for the return of the King. I say 1 stiff arm throwing a DB out of the club. Yes, King Henry is going to announce his presence with authority. Tell everybody else that he is still the king what comes to running back in the National Football League. Jameson says, say he throws at least 2 defensive blocks out of the pool this year. Defensive backs out of the pool this year. I say he wins CB Player of the Year and NFL MVP. I hope so, but they don't. they don't want to give the MVPs to running backs for whatever reason. Good show, man. Tighten up to you too. Tighten up, Titan South. I appreciate it. And let's see if we got anything else going on here. I think that's about it. Oh, yeah. One thing I did want to run by you guys too is, do you guys think that this year's, I posted this on Twitter earlier, do you think that this year's schedule is tougher than last? And kind of look it over. You know what we did last season, and we won some darn good games last season against some really good opponents. Now we lost against the Texans and the Jets, but we also beat some really good competition. Actually, we set an NFL record last year for how many playoff teams we beat in a season, that's a record that doesn't get mentioned much, that it should. It's awesome that we did that. No team in NFL history has ever done that. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that 2021 was tougher? I know we still got to see a lot of these teams on paper. There's a lot of changes in the league. Or 2022 is tougher, and I'm going to say that 2021 was a tougher schedule because, I mean, you had the Patriots, you had the Rams, Kansas City, San Francisco, Miami was tough at the time. Well, it should have been tough. The Steelers, the Bills. I mean, it's a pretty tough schedule. The Seahawks, the Cardinals. This year you got the Raiders, could potentially be tough. The Bills, obviously. Kansas City's always going to be a contender. You got the Broncos, Green Bay. Actually, I don't know. I mean, this season might be tougher because you got Dallas, the Chargers. So maybe 2022 actually might be tougher. So I think I'm going to have to go with 2022 now. So what year do you think is tougher, this year or last year? Let me know in the chat what years you think is tougher. And I'll post them on the screen here. So let's see here. Jose Vasquez says, beautiful show, Rossi. Thank you. Titans Time says, great show, Rossi. Caring will carry says, I think so because we have an earlier bye. 615 says, I think I already posted that. 615 says, I say we'll be 13-4 at the end of the regular season. This is a slightly more difficult schedule this year because we were number 1 in the South, but we would still overcome it. I don't know. It can be tough. 12-5 again this year. Tougher. We play all division winners. And yeah, that's true. So I think this season is tougher, which technically it should be easier because of the amount of games we won, but that's how they're viewing it. I'm going to say we're 12-5 this season. Jameson said this year. DBS says 10-7. So, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I would love to go longer, but I can't. I got some stuff I got to do. So, I do appreciate you guys very much, y'all. It's been a great show. It really has. We've had a great show tonight. Sorry I don't have my normal background that I usually have. I'm getting things set up in my new place in Tennessee, so I don't kind of have my normal setup with all the pictures and Jeffrey Simmons and Henry and everybody, but I'm going to have that soon, and we'll have a really good setup for you guys, a good background and everything. But this is what we got to work with now, so you got to live with it. But it's not bad. We got McNair back there. We got the old Titans Rossi sign, the stadium. We got the little bear back here. I don't know why he's there, but he's there. So, we got it going on here, man. We got it going on. Thanks, bro, for your time. No, thank you guys for your time, man. You guys have been great. JS says 11-6. Grandizer, have a good night, Times Rossi. Keep it. Thank you, brother. You too, and thank you so much for all the support. And Real Fan Sports says great stream. Have a great weekend. You guys too, man. So we're gonna end on that, and I just say, thank you guys so much. Please tune in to the Titan Upload Network as a whole. Me, Titans Rossi, Titans for Life, and Titan Upload. And as we all say, tighten up that like button And I really appreciate you guys so much. The Titans YouTube community has been awesome. And yeah, we'll end on that one. So tighten up, guys, and I will see y'all soon. I'll see you probably maybe this weekend. I think we're gonna do a show with Titans for Life. So and like Real Fan says, smash that like button. Smash that like button before you leave. And yeah, I think we'll have a show this weekend with Titans for Life. So maybe a Saturday night or something like that, Sunday night. So he's got some insider information to share with you guys. So tighten up. I'll see y'all later. And thank you guys so much for the support. You guys rock. And let's go. Let's get this Super Bowl finally this year. See you later.